Hello and welcome everybody to my final Tarkir Dragonstorm draft. That's right. This video is going to be coming out on June 2nd. I will have one more video after that. And then the early access event for Final Fantasy begins. And once that happens, bye-bye Tarkir Dragonstorm, hello Final Fantasy, and it's going to be all Final Fantasy all the time. I think I'm going to plan on doing maybe one Chaos draft. I just want to see what it's like. So I think that's going to be my last draft video before we move on to the next set. So let's end things with a bang here. We are currently sitting at rank number 19. Maybe we can go even further in this draft. Of course, we had a really nice run in the last draft that we just had. All right, now before I head into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Pre-orders for Final Fantasy are available, so if you wanted to go buy some booster boxes, collector boxes, anything Final Fantasy related, or you wanted some singles to round out your constructed decks, go to tcgplayer.com and make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases. Also, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. They've got top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, everything you need for your next pre-release event, which is right around the corner, or any other tabletop setting. Heavyplay.com is the place to go. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Alrighty. What do we have? It's a good pack. Lots of solid cards here. We have Glacial Dragon Hunt, Rally the Monastery, and Tursa Lightshatter. I'm just curious how good Tursa actually is. I'm not really sure compared to something like a Rally the Monastery or a Dragon Hunt. But it's a rare. I think Rally the Monastery you can make a case for as well. But I'll take the Tursa. Like, the thing is, this card is just good in any red deck, so it's totally fine. Oh, is this how we're going to end the format? I mean, it's not bad, obviously. The question is, in Boros, what do you like better? Frontline Rush or Rally the Monastery? They're both really, really good. You know, I actually think I'm going to take Rally the Monastery here. Only because this keeps us a little bit more open than taking something like a Frontline Rush. I think both cards are very, very good. And if I go straight Boros, I do think the Frontline Rush could be better. But Rally the Monastery gives us outs to potentially going into Jeskai, right? And so for that reason, I'm taking that pick because this is a little bit more flexible. Whereas if I end up in Jeskai, Frontline Rush is not a particularly strong card. Whereas Rally the Monastery or Tursa will both be very, very good in those archetypes. So I think that was somewhat close. But going with Rally here, we have Shock Brigade and Salt Road Pack Beast as options. And I will take the Pack Beast here over Shock Brigade. I do think this is a far superior common. So excellent start here so far. Now there's a Mystic Monastery in a pack that doesn't have any red or white cards really, so this still gives us outs to potentially being Jeskai or who knows, but it is the mana fixer that we want, so happy with that here. And then now there's, a Fortress Kinguard and a Shock Brigade. Always the question. I'm actually still to this day, I'm not entirely sure which one I like more. I think it's the Shock Brigade, but they are super duper close. Let me know, what do you think? Shock Brigade or Fortress Kinguard? When I look at the numbers, I mean, they are literally right next to each other. Shock Brigade gets taken at a slightly higher clip. I like the Menace on this, personally. Alright, moving on to Pack 1, Pick 6. Another pack without any Boros cards. It's like, the 4 cards that we have are very strong, but then we sometimes get packs with absolutely nothing in them. There's a Lotus Light Dancers and a Synchronized Charge, but that seems a little bit too far removed from what we have. I think we're either going to end up in Jeskai or Mardu, so we'll take the Nomad Outpost here. Moving on to Pack 1, Pick 7. This is just a very weak pack overall. You know, I'm totally fine just playing a Jeskai Devotee in most of these decks anyways, so let's go ahead and take that. Moving on to Pack 1, Pick 8. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Well, this is what I get for moving into this. If I'm Jeskai, I guess the Ice Climber is probably better than Agent of Kotis. So let's take that just in case. And now I'll take... I don't really love Humbling Elder. I guess I'll take Rescue Leopard as a maybe. Okay, can we maybe end up in Teamer? There's a Champion of Doosan. I don't really love Lightfoot Technique as a card, so we'll take that. Oh, Shock Brigade tabled? What? Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. There's also a Champion of Doosan, but I guess we'll take Shock Brigade. Okay, that's another champion. Okay. I mean, this is kind of a tough draft to read, but we do have a couple of Champion of Doosans. There is a world where we somehow shift into like a Teamer deck with the Champion of Doosans, but noting that my white cards are still significantly better, but we saw the Fortress King Guard, but we didn't see a ton of white. So we'll see how this draft goes. All right, pack 2, pick 1. What do we have? I'm looking at cards that are red and white, possibly green. I'm just looking for the best cards. There's a Caustic Exhale, but I don't think I want to take that in this pack. There's a Bearer of Glory, which is really sad to take early. Wayspeaker Bodyguard I found to actually be fantastic in Boros. You often have just tons of 2s, and flurrying to tap things isn't bad either. And red-white, typically, Sarkian is quite bad just because you don't have any dragons. So I think I'm going to first pick a Wayspeaker Bodyguard. I don't love it, but it's actually a completely fine card in this type of deck. I actually should love it. The reason why I don't love it as a first pick is because you tend to get these later. One note, yeah, like, we need coordinated maneuvers, we need rebellious strikes, like, our spells, we only have Rally the Monastery as a spell right now. Alright, pack 2, pick 2. There is an Anafenza and a Shock Brigade here for us. I think I'm going to take Anafenza. Look, even if it's close, I'm taking the cool rare, okay? If it's close, I'm taking the cool rare. Look at this. Anafenza, Tursa. Our 3-drops are sweet. How good are they? Who knows? But they're sweet. All right, pack 2, pick 3. You know what's going to be unfortunate? The person that we passed to is almost certainly in Boros because we passed a Frontline Rush and a Rally the Monastery. So, all right. Devoted Duelist is not my favorite, but it's literally the only possible pick here for us. So let's take it. Sometimes you gotta fill your deck with 2-drops that you don't care for. I'm gonna take another Wayspeaker Bodyguard here. Like I said, I really like this card, and there's really nothing else in the pack for us. Alright. Sorry, Champion of Doosan. We'll have something like this. Okay, pack 2, pick 5. Yeah, we are getting completely cut off here, so yeah, I mean, this deck is gonna be an interesting one. I'll take an Osseous Exhale, I suppose, as the only decent card here. Ireni's Rebuff is fine, but I don't think I have enough to warrant, like, splashing the Ireni's Rebuff here, so I'll just take the Exhale. A trick is a trick is a trick, right? Alright, we'll take Rebellious Strike. Ooh, some good cards here. Dragonstorm Forecaster, Opulent Palace, 3 lands. But I actually really like Rebellious Strike. Very, very good with Shock Brigade specifically. Very good with Shock Brigade and the Bearer of Glory. And I do like that over Narcissus Rebuke in this type of deck. That's the thing with Boros. Like, you don't even need much. Like, I'm not even asking for good cards. Like, I'm asking for Rebellious Strike. Which is a good card, but like something that if you're not Boros, you're just not going to want in these decks. Here, oh man, I don't know. I'll take the Tapper, but hopefully I don't have to play it. I'll play a Seize Offer. Look. Oh, but then somehow Bearer of Glory tabled. And that was a card that was my top consideration in Boros outside of the card that I took. So yeah, very, very odd draft. And nobody respecting the Champion of Doosan either. Okay. Well, look, it's like, yes, we are playing some suboptimal combat tricks and creatures, but this is Boros. We're still probably going to win at least 4 matches. I wanted to start with just like a sweet rare, you know what I mean? But yeah, more cheap cards would be nice. You know, like any good mobilized cards that are 2 or 3, things that make me go wide, and then any number of good go-wide spells would also be appreciated here. All right, pack 3, pick 1. Quarry Mountain Monastery is good, but I'm really looking at Shock Brigade and Duty Beyond Death. And they're both good. But I think this deck wants Duty Beyond Death a little bit more. Although I don't really go super wide. It's funny because this, like, obviously they go so well together. But I think I want my first Duty Beyond Death here. It's just such a good trick for this type of deck. Nothing that I want in this deck. I guess I'll take Teeming Dragonstorm. It is not the most exciting card here. There's a Shocking Sharpshooter and a Coordinated Maneuver and a Shock Brigade. Really good pack. But I think Shocking Sharpshooter is the pick here. All right, there's a Mardu Devotee, which I passed so many Shock Brigades. But I do think Mardu Devotee is better than Shock Brigade. And what on earth is this pack? Herd Heirloom, Dragon Sniper, Sultai Monument, Dispelling Monument, and Dragon's Prey. We got a Boros Drafter, Boros Drafter, Boros Drafter. Wow. I guess I'll take a Dragon's Prey in case I want to splash it, but I would rather not. And now there's a Revival of the Ancestors. Goodness, I'll just take Fleeting Effigy. This card's fine. It's obviously better if you have Flurry. I have a Devotee and a just Devoted Duelist, and I have a Shocking Sharpshooter, and I have double Wayspeaker Bodyguard. Actually, no, this is actively a good Fleeting Effigy deck, given that I have 4 Flurry cards in my deck. Oh, and Rally the Monastery. Here we have Reigning Victor, Overwhelming Surge, and Riverwheel Sweep. I actually like Riverwheel Sweep, so I think I'm going to take that here. Could use another removal effect. Oh, a second Duty Beyond Death or Fleeting Effigy. You know, I actually think this is a better Fleeting Effigy deck, and I already have 1 Duty Beyond Death, and my deck is actually not that good at going wide. So I think I'm going to take a second Fleeting Effigy. I think it actually works really nicely with the Sharpshooters and stuff. So I'm going to go with that. It's a little bit unconventional, but I just don't have as many ways to make a bunch of tokens. Like, this deck actually doesn't go super duper wide. So I think for that reason, I'm going to go with the Effigy. And I'll play the Poised Practitioner here as well. And as far as lands go, I think I probably just want to play 1-tap land. So we'll play the Mystic Monastery, just because we have the Riverwheel Sweep here. Like, in most instances, I would take Duty Beyond Death because it would be very good. But, you know, we took a bunch of cards over Shock Brigade, namely one of the Duty Beyond Deaths. And then we also took, every pick that I made over the Shock Brigade, I'm pretty happy about making. But obviously, if I had more of these, it would have made the Duty Beyond Deaths better. All right. Is this a 17 lander? It might be. Just because I don't think I have good options in my sideboard either. Let's take a look. Sunshield. There's a Rescue Leopard, I guess. Let's take a look here. I mean, this curve is a little bit higher than most Boros decks, so... And I have some card draw effects. And I have the Tursa. And I have a lot of Flurry cards. So I actually think I'm just going to play 17 lands here. And I can pump mana into this thing. 13 white, 11 red. You know, in a lot of instances, you want to be super heavy on white, but I actually think an even mix makes sense here. So let's just go 8-8, and this gives us 9 of each source. All right, this is more like almost Boros mid-range. Like, it's definitely a little bit slower, I feel, but it still feels okay. Certainly we were in a contested color, but we still have a bunch of playable cards. Let's see how we do in our final draft. Now, before we head into this round, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Really do appreciate your support. Really wouldn't be able to continue making the content that I do without all of your support. So thank you so much. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really valuable tool to up your limited game, along with special videos that I make for the Patreon only as well. All right, on the play here. Okay, I mean, I got a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 3-drop. Granted, my Fleeting Effigy doesn't... Whatever. Look, I'm on the play and I hit them for 2, okay? Look at this. Boom. Boom. All right, let's go Shock Brigade. Okay, Einok Wayfarer, sure. I'm assuming they're going to want to land. Oh, they made a 2-2. Oh, Tursa Light Shatter. Wow. That's a good one. I have no idea what to discard with this. Like, Seize Opportunity seems decent. I guess I can probably pitch the Fleeting Effigy. Maybe this as well. Alright. Alright, they've taken 4. Found a Duty Beyond Death. They did keep up mana. So curious what they can have here, but no matter, I can just attack and see what they do. Yep. And we can just play a Pack Beast here. Nice little curve for us. 2 cards in the graveyard. If they kill Tursa or Pack Beast, it doesn't really matter. And we have Anafenza plus Duty Beyond Death next turn. So that is disgustingly powerful and an incredible curve overall. Trade Route Envoy, draw a card, sure. Yeah, so next turn is going to be really good for us. Seize Opportunity as well. Wow. Okay. So, let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So, if I sack this, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I don't need to cast Anafenza. What a draw. What a draw. Like, they played cards, but we had an amazing aggressive start, and we are now rank 16. Okay, let's just speedrun this. Let's just go 7-0, finish in the top 10, and boom, done with Tarkir Dragonstorm. Look at that. Our special card was even a war effort, okay? Just finishing things off with that Boros lifestyle. Okay, opponent on the play. I also wanted to win every die roll, but is that greedy? Probably is greedy. All right, I'm going to keep this still. Fleeting Effigy into Bearer of Glory. Teaming Dragonstorm. A little bit heavy on the lands here, but... All right, opponent mulligan, though. Oh, Saga Wildling turn 1? Yeah. I guess Dragon Sniper would have also been a thing they could have done. A land off the top, not ideal. Attack! Roiling Dragonstorm, okay. Well, they've unmulliganed, basically. Well, you know when your opponent tanks, like, you're in some big trouble, right? When your opponent tanks on the turn 2 Dragonstorm, it's like, uh-oh. Their hand is loaded. Sipsig Appraiser, yeah, look at that. Look at that value. Synchronized Charge seems a little bit off with all of these other cards. Maybe there's some kind of Teamer Stompy deck that just, like, happens to have really good card draw. I mean, look, Sipsig Appraiser and Roiling Dragonstorm are both just really, really good cards, so, you know, it's totally fine to just play, obviously. All right. So, Rebellious Strike was pretty decent. Obviously, like I mentioned before, that's really good with Bearer of Glory. Couple of options next turn. I can either go Fleeting Effigy, attack with everything, Rebellious Strike to put a counter on the Practitioner, or I can just play a Teaming Dragonstorm. It looks like a knockout maneuver on Poised Practitioner is impending. Certainly feels that way. Oh, it's just a Riverwalk technique. It's interesting. Do I want this card? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a spell, right? That's the way I look at it. It's like blind card, good chance at a land. Let's go Teaming Dragonstorm for now, so we still have a pretty wide board. I have, whatever big thing they play, I have the Rebellious Strike, which is really good. Okay, that's really bad. I mean, they might just charge up their creatures, I guess. Oh, Dragon Sniper's good. Alright, they have made a 3/3 Dragon Sniper. Sure. But that doesn't really block my board particularly well. Like, what if I just attack with all 3 of my things? I think they're just going to take it, right? Like, do they want to trade a Dragon Sniper with... Like, I just don't think they have good blocks. And if they chump with the Forecaster, that's also fine, right? Like, I want to basically save the Rebellious Strike if I can help it. And if they block with the Sniper, I've spent my entire turn to kill a Sniper, trade it with a 2/2, and then still get in for 6 damage, which isn't terrible. So that's the way I look at it. Like, killing a Dragon Sniper for half a card and my turn. I mean, look, I'm already at the point where I'm kind of run out of things to do anyways. So I think this is okay. Just getting more value out of my actual creatures. Because I feel like this is more important to have my creatures trade with like a dragon or something. Well, speaking of dragon. All right. They have a Durgar Island dragon. Maybe they don't block with the dragon. That's kind of my hope. Okay, that's fine. And yes, I would love Wayspeaker Bodyguard here. All right. We're doing some flurry stuff. That's kind of cool. I don't have anything to get back out of my graveyard unless they kill my Bearer of Glory. Presumably, they're going to run out this Rolling Dragonstorm. Oh, Purging Stormbrood. Never mind. Oh, they removed the counter from it. Nice. Okay, okay. Tap you down. Yeah, I'll keep the Exhale. All right, they're at 3. And Exhale is a really weird card because I can't tap anything down. But I get to guarantee killing a big thing, and it's a spell, so I don't know. It also is +1/+1 counter on Poise Practitioner. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so now I can use the Exhale to kill the Purging Stormbrood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Roiling Wait. Oh, they didn't have the mana? They didn't have the mana to make 2/2s. Okay. Discarding Traveling Botanist? You could play that. Sultai Devotee. Okay. Fair enough. They're at 3 life. Okay. They're just dead, aren't they? Aren't they just dead? Okay. I was just like, these blocks. Am I dead? Am I not dead? Alright. That was cool. I mean, they had a solid deck with a lot of value, but we just played our creatures, sequenced things pretty well, and hey, we are now in the top 12. You know, which honestly, I didn't expect, given how we've just been kind of hanging around the 50s and 60s for forever this season. Cracking the top 12 is always a good feeling. Alrighty. 2 lands, Bearer of Glory, Teeming Dragon. I mean, whatever. I have a Mountain and a Plains and a 2-drop on the draw I'm going to keep. Hopefully we find some other lands. We have an affinity towards Fleeting Effigy. We draw it every game. You know, I will say this. I am glad that I made the decision to play 17 lands. This deck actually just has a lot of ways to utilize the extra mana, which is pretty good. All right. 2 tap lands for the opponent. We'll play Bearer of Glory. We drew another Fleeting Effigy. The second one is pretty terrible. Dragonologist. Very, very good against this board in particular. And they hit a dragon, Saga Wild. Hey, you know what? I'm happy that I hit a land, okay? I cannot complain. Let's go with... They're just not going to block here. They're just going to block here. You don't lose too much here, so I just don't think it's worth it for me to make a bluff attack there. So I'm going to play Poise Practitioner and pass. A land next turn would be so, so good. Okay, Snowmelt Stag I did not see coming. Okay, so there is the land, which is so good. It's very interesting what I choose to do here. I can either play Teeming Dragonstorm, or I can go Fleeting Effigy and Assault Road Pack Beast. The thing is, this doesn't really get in for more damage. I think I just want that. So yeah, let's go Fleeting Effigy. Into a pack. I could play another Fleeting Effigy, but it doesn't really matter. This only triggers the one time. Oh, I'll keep Rebellious Strike. Okay. I mean, that was a really good turn in terms of just developing our board. We got a 4-3 that replaced itself, and the Poised Practitioner is now a 3-4. So, both very good. What will you play next? Saga Wildling. I mean, with Seize Opportunity plus Rebellious Strike, we might be able to get something good going. Especially here, because I can just play the land. This also gives me the opportunity to activate the Bearer of Glory. What's the worst that could happen here? That's the way I look at it. With a potential Bearer of Glory activation plus Rebellious Strike and Seize Opportunity, I just feel like we're going to be in a pretty good spot here no matter what. Snowmelt Stag probably blocks Poised Practitioner. And if they do the single block here, what do I want to do? Maybe I just let this resolve. I mean, that's fine, right? So if this happens, I basically want to continue adding to the board here. I don't care about killing the Snowmelt Stag, because if I do, I don't add to my board in any meaningful way, right? So I think the way that I do this is just get in for the damage that I can. My opponent made very careful blocks. We play Fleeting Effigy and Teeming Dragonstorm. So we put 2 more 2/2s into play and get another Poised Practitioner activation. And I actually do want the land. I actually do want the land. I think it's going to be good because that lets us play Fleeting Effigy next turn as well, right? So next turn we get to go Fleeting Effigy, attack with everything, with potential Bearer of Glory activation or Seize Opportunity plus Rebellious Strike. Teamer Devotee, okay. And an attack. Oh! Bold maneuver, opponent. Very bold maneuver. Durgar Island Dragon? Okay. Now you're totally tapped out? Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 15 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm looking at how much damage. Like, I'm seeing if I have a lethal situation here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can deal 10 damage to him, kill Dragonologist and this. Like, the thing is, I can't really save any of my creatures that well. Like, 4, 7? That doesn't even kill this. So, yeah. Alright. Alright, well, that's fine. They're at 6 life. They're at 6 life. I'm at 17. It's going to be really tough for them to attack me. And I still have the play of playing Fleeting Effigy and doing the exact same thing next turn. And next turn, if something gets through, that's basically just lethal. Okay, so that's a Meringue River Regent. That's obviously fantastic. Okay. If they attack with something, they're dead. Which is great. Great. So let's go Fleeting Effigy. Oh, it's got Vigilance. Oh, my bad. Oh, it's got Vigilance. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, no, that was my fault. Okay. Okay. I don't know if that was great, but we got the Meringue River region out of there. Wow. That was huge for the opponent, though. No, that was... Wow. I actually miscounted. Like, I know they have a filler card here in the Snowmelt Stag, but Meringue River Regent. I am so glad to not have to play against that card anymore. But the nice thing about Like, obviously, I could have set up for a kill there instead. But the nice thing about this is just... I at least don't have the immediate threat of dying right away, right? And I think that's also important. Caustic Exhale in the graveyard, okay. I don't think they're going to attack me with the Wildling, but maybe they will. Okay. I'm just getting every play... I'm just getting, like, everything that I think is going to happen is just not happening. So, I don't even know why I'm... Shock Brigade. Don't think I want that. 5, 6, 7, 8. So these attacks aren't particularly strong. Alright. A Piercing Exhale. If I save it and they play a 4th creature, I can't kill them. I'm gonna let it die. Because this way, if one creature gets through, I win. Right? If they attack me with Saga Wildling and one creature gets through, I win the game. Because I can pump a creature and I can pump the... I can use the Bearer of Glory as well. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. I mean, very, very good deck here, in general. Now, if they have another piece of interaction, then... Or 2 creatures to play this turn, then it's not good for me. But I have no choice but to go for it here. Ugh, God, that's annoying. They did have something. Oh well. Oh my gosh! Oh, I don't have lethal. What am I doing? I thought I had lethal. Oh, wow. I'm so bad. No, I am so bad. Like, I mean, I was dead anyways, but the Durgar Island Dragon killed me. Oh, that was so close. Yeah. Yeah, no, this was bad. Oh, Paul. So close. I mean, games like this, you wonder, like, was there something you could have done to not die? And honestly, it was just the Meringue River Regent. Like, there might have been some sequencing I could have done a little better. I think in general, I got a lot of value out of my cards. But, you know, what do you think your win percentage is when your opponent plays a Meringue River Regent? I think I've won maybe 15% of my games when my opponent plays that dragon. 10%? Something like that. All right, on the play here, gonna keep this. Mystic Monastery, hey, that lets us play the Riverwheel Sweep, which is nice. No 3-drop here. Obviously, I would love to have another creature to play after the Bearer of Glory. Not the Fleeting Effigy. Oh, well. Sultai Devotee. Okay. Hey, that's a good one. Let's go Fleeting Effigy. Nope, they might just block, honestly. Because they're on the back foot. I think it's a pretty good block, honestly. Shock Brigade was a great draw there. So now I guess a Plains would be ideal. Any land works, honestly. Attuned Hunter. Okay. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. All right. This is not... Anytime you miss a beat, it's not ideal, right? The thing is, I didn't even have that many flurry cards. I just feel like I should have attacked there. And eaten the Devotee. All right, land, please! Oh. I mean, this was not good for me regardless, huh? I should have attacked with everything, I guess. That my brain literally turned off for that turn. What the hell was I thinking? Just, I am not one to 2-for-1 myself all that often. Yeah, that was horrible. I should have attacked with everything. The problem is I was going to get 2-for-1 anyways. Like, unless I just don't attack at all. Right? And maybe I'm supposed to not attack at all. But this is the downside, like I said, of having a deck with a mana curve this high. You just... Yeah, that was horrible. Paul. Auroral Procession. Attuned Hunter, okay. Play the Devotee, sure. Alright. Alright, don't frustrate me, deck. Do not frustrate me. Just give me a land. Okay. I'll take it, I guess. Alright, one land is, I think, the number that I want here. Because I have all these 4s. So we'll keep one of these lands. I think I just killed the Attuned Hunter. No, I probably just attack with Bearer of Glory. Three cards in hand for the opponent. Abzan Devotee, okay, a bunch of... Okay. Alright, so a bunch of little ground critters. Can attack with this. Okay, that's fine. Let's get Teeming Dragonstorm. What would you like to do with all your mana? Okay. Wayspeaker Bodyguard. Ooh, with blazing with the effigy is pretty nice. I'm happy trading these right now, just so that that opens the door for all my other creatures to get through. Okay. And given the fact that I have 2 flurry spells, like I'm just gonna go get, I'm gonna get back the Fleeting Effigy over the Shock Brigade here, because now next turn I can really have a really nice turn where I go Fleeting Effigy, Riverwheel, Sweep, tap something, pump this. That should be really nice. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Constrictor Sage, okay. Sure. 2 cards in hand. Oh, another Wayspeaker Bodyguard? Wow. Alright, let's go Riverwheel Sweep. Target the Sage. Let's get a land. Play this. Let's tap this. I don't actually know if this is better or the... I don't know which one to freeze, but anyways. Anafenza. Sure. Alright, so next turn is going to be ridiculous. Like, I can go Bodyguard, get back Shock Brigade, and then tap 2 things? They have 1 card in hand? Yep. Alright. Well, scrapping it out. Scrapping it out. Back to rank 13. Just need to dodge the Meringue River Regents. They have been my bane over the last week. I feel like that's the rare I've been getting got by most often. Ooh. Quick pairing, which means it's going to be a mythic opponent. Alright. Let's get to the single digits by the end of this draft. That's the goal. That's the hope. Alright, what do we have here? We have a Fleeting Effigy, but nothing that's 2 or 3 drop. I have a Teeming Dragonstorm, a Seize Opportunity, and Duty Beyond. I think I'm going to keep this, but of course, we're really going to have to rely on the top of our deck here to find some good creatures. But at the very least, I'll be able to chip away at their life total with this Fleeting Effigy. If I draw a land, eventually I can get to the Teeming Dragonstorm. I mean, turn 3, I could potentially just seize up. Oh, our opponent mulled a 5. Wow. Okay, we drew a land, so that means we at least are guaranteed our turn 4 play. Mulled a 5, huh? Oh, Boros, okay. Fortress Kinguard. I do have the bodyguard. So I'm gonna just attack. Wow. That no block is something else. They value a 1/1 more than my 2/2. Fair enough. Oh, okay. They're getting really... I mean, Windcrag Siege. I mean, if you're going to double mulligan, this is a double mulligan, right? How are we not able to find a single play in 3 draw steps? I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Maybe I should have mulliganed. And, I mean, yeah. This is basically an unmulligan. Like, and I don't even have a coordinated maneuver, so this is gonna, like, I need to hope that they don't have a good go wide spell. Oh, they have Pack Beast? Okay. I mean, good deck, and you know what? Good mulligan choices from my opponent. I am a dum-dum. My opponent, not a dum-dum. Yeah, this is incredible. Incredibly bad. Tempest Hawk. Okay, well, maybe less incredible. River Wheel Sweep. They just have so many tokens. What do I do? All right. The way that I look at it is I am not winning unless I'm attacking. Now, this is like very mana inefficient here because I have to cast Duty Beyond Death. Just because Seize Opportunity isn't particularly strong here. We are so dead, by the way. Like, on a scale of 1 to dead, we are super dead. Oh, if they have some way to kill this, it's just over. Alright, we're done. We're done here. Okay, well, you know what? My opponent had an incredible Mull the 5, and I kept what I thought was a decent hand, but the hand just really didn't develop, and yeah, I mean, that's on me. Like, maybe I'm supposed to mulligan that hand. I will say, not my best showing. Not my best showing. I feel like maybe there was a chance we could have beaten the River Meringue Regent person, and then here I just kept a really sketchy hand and I got punished for it. And that's just the literal definition of justice. Let's hope justice does not prevail. You know what I mean? Ugh. Feel bad about that one. When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. We're playing 17 lands, a bunch of red and white sources, and we're going to mulligan this 3 mountain hand. Because Arena is out to get us today. I will bottom a Seize Opportunity. I do have Fleeting Effigy plus Poise Practitioner. Drew a land immediately. Which is not terrible, because I can go Poise Practitioner turn 3 and then Fleeting Effigy and Combat Trick. That is a lot of damage. Jeskai Monument off after Thornwood Falls Swamp. Okay. A 2-mana creature here would be nice. A Plains. A Plains would not be nice. Sipsig Appraiser. Sure. All right, well, you know, it looks like my draft is probably going to be ending somewhat soon. So, after this, I will quickly just go over my stats for the season and just do some closing thoughts. Because I got time for it. I think I'm going to lose this one. Yep. Yep. Just Good old-fashioned 5-color control deck. Like all 5 colors. Sultai Devotee. I mean, yeah, they've played all solid cards here so far. I think they have a counterspell, but what can you do? Okay. Oh, hello. I mean, hitting 2 spells there was great, so maybe. They do have 5 cards in hand and have drawn 1,000,000 cards. Yep, Disruptive Stormbrood, sure. Yep. Alright, well... Look, I'm not going to win by not attacking at this point, so we'll just play it like this and see what happens, I guess. We'll accept that trade. Wow, they didn't block any of these things? I guess they only have 1 toughness creatures. So if they play a big thing, I have Rally the Monastery, but I mean, I just don't have enough offense here. How do you pass with 7 lands in play with 3 cards in hand and not attack with a single bird? Oh, okay. Well, there's another land. Okay, well. Not going to attack here. There's a Traveling Botanist. What is that? Oh, a Verdant Catacomb, sure. Look at that. Money, if it was in real life. Not money on Arena. What is this? Oh, a Sarkhan's Resolve? Okay. Oh, I forgot I even had that card in my deck! Tursa Lightshatter for the rescue? Wow. This is the first time, like, since game 1. Wow. That is incredible. I mean, I guess I attack with it, right? What else do I attack with? What's like that? Do I attack with this? What if I hit a spell? I have a 2 in 7 shot of hitting a spell. Okay, let's just attack with those. I hit Seize Opportunity. What is happening? I should have attacked with the monk. Oh my gosh. I thought I was so dead. Well, let's see what they do. Okay, well, I suppose I want to use this as a combat trick then. And then obviously they could have something. Oh, it kills all their things still, but I think that's still worth it. Alright, alright. Devotee? Duty Beyond Death and Rebellious Strike. Wow, okay, I guess I'll keep both. Oh my gosh, are we doing it here? I thought I was 100% dead, but they just like didn't play anything that big. And now maybe we have a chance if they're out of action. So let's go Devoted Duelist. Attack. I don't think they have anything. 4, 5, 6... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I sack this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Okay. Oh my gosh! Tursa Lightshatter for the win. I mean, that was the most epic Tursa ever. Pitching 2 lands, and then hitting Seize Opportunity? Are you kidding me? I mean, I guess Rally the Monastery was also a good hit. So I had 2 incredible draws there. But that is so lucky. All right, opponent on the play here. Our hand is fine. Would like to have another cheap thing to play. That's not a Blazing Effigy. I have to be mindful. Is my creature count actually low? It might be. All right, turn 2 Furious Forebear from the opponent. We went back-to-back lands. Okay, we still have the opportunity to find... Deck, you still have the chance to redeem yourself here, okay? You still have the opportunity to do so. Oh, my opponent didn't play a land. So my deck failed me. I will attack. They didn't attack me? Like, it's not like they can block. Okay, so my opponent's deck is also failing them because they're not drawing lands, right? So there you go. Oh, they got me. Well, this is just the most embarrassing hand I've ever seen. Four mana, 3/4, go. Your play, opponent. I actually have a lot of cheap things in my deck, I feel. You know what I mean? I feel like I do. I mean, look, they can't have a counter here. Like, they would have countered the bodyguard, so... Okay. What do you even have? Oh, sure. That's a little bit weak. Oh, no, never mind. Just, I take it all back. It is quite strong. Alright, well, hopefully their little hiccup, we can use that as a way to take them down. God, this is so awkward. Like, I can go Poise Practitioner at Duty Beyond Death. Is that good? I gotta think. Do I want to attack with Bearer of Glory? Like, they have to double block this. Alright, let's just block like that. Okay. I mean, that wipes out their board. Alternatively, and this is really bad because I didn't play the Poise Practitioner, is I can just use Duty Beyond Death and sack the Bearer of Glory and kill both of these. I think that's actually correct. It's a little bit weird, but... Like, I have a 5/4 and a 4/5 now against the Boros deck. Like, what are they going to play, right? Yeah, I mean, I missed out on this, but I feel like it's a little bit too obvious if I play the Poise Practitioner and attack. So I just, you know, I just think they were going to make very, very different blocks if I did that. So, yeah, I mean, I missed out on this, but I didn't know how they were going to block. And being able to sacrifice these 2 cards to basically wipe out their entire board and pump my 2 creatures seems pretty good. I do have to be mindful of Tursa Light Shatter. Seize Opportunity would be great. Oh, that's not good. I mean, if your play was that plus another spell, like, I don't even know why you're even... Like, there's not even much to consider there, right? I'm not going to play this because they're going to block. So I'm just going to wait. And just attack with both. No blocks? Okay. I mean, this was not a bad draw. Whoa, nothing? Okay. With 6 cards in hand. Wow, we drew so many lands. 10 lands? It's kind of sick. I don't know what to do here. Alright, I'm gonna play this. Okay. They have to block the effigy. Okay, so it was a Purging Stormbird. I'm hoping that that's all they have. I guess they don't have to block the effigy, huh? They can block the Pack Beast and take 8 damage. No, they die. They have to block the effigy. They have to block the effigy. This kills them unless they have something else. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why you would block like that if that puts you immediately dead. Wow. Okay. I guess the secret to winning is just complaining about being flooded and still winning anyways. I don't know. Like, I just felt like they had more there and they didn't. But that was a really tricky line. I mean, yeah, with the Poise Practitioner, I mean, that was just tricky. Like, I wasn't sure what I needed to do there with the Duty Beyond Death. But it worked. It worked out. All right, well, we got 5 wins. We got 5 wins, despite having just an okay Burrow stack. You know, that's good. Maybe we go first and have a good draw. We are first and have a decent draw. We have 2 lands in this opener with a Jeskai Devotee. A bunch of random stuff we can play. More lands would be good. Ooh. Mystic Monastery is not ideal here, but... I think they're going to attack and make a token. I have to block, I think. Untap land? No, that's a Tursa Light Shatter. Yikes. Not what we wanted to see. Devoted Duelist, okay. Fleeting Effigy? Get out of here. That's a lot of damage, okay. I'm gonna do this just to draw a card. Riverwheel Sweep. A lot of good-ish options. Okay. We can't. We can't attack here. We just force them to have something. Fleeting Effigy. Okay. Block Devoted Duelist. Yep. Fleeting Effigy gets picked up. Riverwheel? I'm sorry, Wayspeaker Bodyguard is fine here, right? Get back a Jeskai Devotee. We have a 3-4 in play. We're at 10 lives, so we just need to kind of survive their nonsense. Whew. I mean, they have a fantastic deck. All right, so let's tap this down. See if we find something good. Seize Opportunity and until the end of your next turn, and Duty Beyond Death. Feels more like a Seize Opportunity type game. I think I just want to make a pair of 1/1s. Well, actually, hold on. I might want to kill... Well, I'm pretty far away from killing that, huh? They have 3 cards in hand. Alright, let's just play that, I guess. Sun Pearl Kirin? Gross. Okay. And that's a flyer too? Goodness. I mean, their deck is awesome. Not much more I can say about that. So we hit 2 lands there. Oof. Okay, so that was not ideal. 79. I guess I just want to kill Zergo's Vanguard. Oh, come on. I mean, you have to be kidding me. A second Sun Pearl Kirin? Alright, sure. Well, we went through a lot of cards, but yeah, I mean, the Kirin are being very, very good. Okay, you disgust me, opponent. You disgust me, NES. Actually disgusting. A static snare, a 1-mana removal spell off the top. They can still play the Zergo's Vanguard. Whew. What can you do? All right. Well, you know what? Sadly, this is the end of the road. And this concludes our journey. Into Tarkir Dragonstorm. Went from 16 to 26. So we did get to rank 12. That's the highest that we got. And you know what? At the end of the day, we still went 5-3. And that's the thing. If you want to save gems or win gems, just play Boros, right? Like this was somewhat contested, but we still ended up with an okay deck. Certainly could have used a few more cheap creatures, right? Like we had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't really count the fleeting effigies, but we had just enough interaction and cheap things to do where this deck still ended up performing reasonably well. Got very, very flooded. So maybe 16 was actually correct, but I just thought with fleeting effigy, bearer of glory, some ways to draw cards, and I thought, and the Tersa Light Shatter, I thought all of those cards meant that I could get away with 17, but we did get pretty heavily flooded in a few of those games. That being said, I don't think many draws would have allowed me to defeat my Boros opponent there. They had a really, really good aggressive start, and I had Wayspeaker bodyguards that I played often without value. When you play this without value, it's pretty bad. But that being said, 5-3. Still plus 100 gems, and that ends our Tarkir Dragonstorm journey. And what do I think? What do I think about the format? Well, you've already heard me talk about this format before, speak to it before. I will say, week 1 of the format, I had a ton of fun. Week 1, it was incredible. Oh my gosh, which wedges can I play? Oh, can I play 4 colors? Hold on a second, I can play 5 colors. And just kind of discovering that that's what you can do and do it on a regular basis before everybody else, that was a lot of fun. So week 1, I had a lot of fun. Aggro, Boros was still a thing. You can play a bunch of multicolored decks, and I was having a lot of fun playing with the cards that I had because you could just play anything. But it got old really fast. Really fast. I would say by week 2, I was starting to be concerned. And then by week 3, I was already kind of off the format. And this is because I draft, 2 times a day at least, right? So by week 3, I'm already 20 drafts in. And at that point, I was just like, wait, am I just gonna, is every single one of my opponents just going to be on 5-color or Boros? And that's kind of what happened. Look at my opponents for this draft. Nearly every single one was Boros or 5 colors. And there's nothing wrong with those archetypes. But the issue is, it got so repetitive, right? Part of the beauty of Magic and Draft and having the two color pairs is whenever you get paired against somebody, you're just going to get paired against a different archetype in a lot of instances, right? In Ether Drift, which I liked more than this set, to be honest, there were distinct 2-color pairs, and you could get paired against any one of them, and they all worked, except maybe Boros, right? But there were 9 different decks you could play against. Here, there is literally 90% of the players you play against in this format, you only play against 2 decks. And that led to just a really homogenized play experience where all you got to do was play against those 2 decks. Now, I think those 2 decks worked really well and they were the best things to be doing, but that's also part of the problem. And I think for the Wizards folks, they're probably going to look back on this. And if you want replayability, this is not it. If you want a good play experience for the first 5 to 10 drafts, nailed it. Knocked it out of the park. Home run. And look, this is for me, right? This is my personal experiences with this set. And for many of you who watch these videos, you're also probably people who take Limited a little more seriously because you're actively looking for ways to improve. And so for all of us, we draft this set a lot. But you also have to keep in mind that there are way, way more people out there that draft this set 5 times, right? They draft once a week at their FNM 10 times, and that's it. And for those people, this set I think was amazing because looking forward to drafting your 5-color deck once on the upcoming Friday, and seeing what happens, that's really fun. And I had a lot of fun my first week. But for me personally, as somebody who plays the set a lot, I didn't. I think the last month was a real grind where I was like, well, I got to do another draft. Oh, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to teach people what you need to do to have success in this format. And it is pretty clearly to do these two things. I every now and then explored other archetypes and I failed. I tried drafting Golgari a few times and I failed. I've had some success with Jeskai Control. So I'm not saying there's not other things you can do, but those are niche archetypes. You can only put those decks together maybe 10-15% of the time, whereas in most instances, the correct thing to do is draft these things. Look at this deck. It wasn't 100% open, but we still got 5 wins, right? Because it's just one of the strongest things to be doing. And this is a deck that can come together drafting with commons and uncommons. So for me, where would I overall rank this set? I think personally, this is probably my least favorite set for me since I started making content in January last year. So look, it was still a fine set and the gameplay was decent. But for me, just like Wizards generally does a really great job with all of their limited sets. So I'm just comparing it against everything. Like all the other sets were probably like at least a B. And this probably for me gets a C+. It gets a C+ for me. Just because the gameplay got old really, really fast. And this is what happens when you make drafting 5 colors very, very easy. It means 70% of the people are going to draft 5 colors because it can just support everybody. If everybody just takes if there's way too much mana fixing and way too many good multicolor cards, everybody's going to do all of that. And that just leads to, oh, they played a Sipsig Appraiser. Oh, they played a Rolling Dragonstorm. Oh, they played a removal spell. Oh, they played a dragon. Did I have the counter spell? No? Okay, I guess I lost. Or, oh, I played my dragon. Did they have the counter spell or removal spell? Oh, nope. Well, I guess they lose, right? It's just kind of like a lot of the gameplay, especially the 5-color mirrors, were pretty miserable after, the 17th time you play against it. So that is just my overall take on the format. I think, like they did a good job with Boros, but I think Boros was a little too strong as a 2-color pair, where the other 2-color pairs didn't really stand much of a chance, comparatively speaking. And I didn't think there was enough room for a lot of the other archetypes. It's like over the top decks and super aggro, and not a whole lot of in between. How did I do in this format overall? Yeah, that's a thing. How I experience the format versus how I do in the format are completely separate things. You would think, oh, if I get my butt kicked all the time that I'm going to hate the format. And that's just not the case. So bringing up my stats here for the format, well, let's take a look. For limited ranked draft, this season, 163 and 71. Plus 4,000 gems. Win rate, 70%. That's really high for me. 70% is a really, really high win rate. I think on average, I should expect to have, just from over the last year and a half, my win rates probably sits around 65% for most limited formats. I would say that's about the average. So 70% is 5% better than that with a significant sample size. So that's really, really good. Now, if you combine it overall, let's look at overall stats. Let's see, current set. It's a little bit lower. It's at 68%. 28 trophies, 68% win rate, 376 and 178. Highest mythic rank was mythic rank number 3. 5 colors. I drafted by far more than anything else. I went 110 and 49 with a 69% win rate. Okay? Boros/Mardu, I went 42 and 24. Excuse me. No. 72 and 31 with about a 70+% win rate. So 5 color, I did really well. I figured out how to draft that archetype pretty early, knew what to prioritize. I think a lot of cube drafts helped, by the way. And I ended up with a 69% overall win rate. And then with Boros/Mardu, I ended up with a slightly above 70% win rate. But when you look at all the other the archetypes, right? 4 colors, 63%. Blue, black, red, green. Jeskai, 57%. A bunch of other 4-color decks around, high 60s, 70%. So, yeah, all in all, Golgari, 57%. Abzan, 50%. So yeah, I had a lot of success in this format. A little bit better than I normally do. But I still kind of got tired of the set just because of the gameplay. So, you know, we had a good run. We won a lot. But I apologize if you felt that a lot of the gameplay felt very samey, because that is just the nature of the format. And I think early on, I mean, another way to even talk about this going even further is just the viewership. People really liked the set in the beginning. I got a ton of views. People really liked the set. Like, I got a ton of views in the beginning, but man, things have dropped off a cliff. I know Final Fantasy is around the corner, but things have dropped off a cliff because I feel like a lot of the engaged drafters just was off this set, especially after the Arena Open. And I feel you. I get it. And but again, I want to stress this. This is for the 5% of drafters out there, maybe even less. People who draft a set 50, 60, 70, 100 times, right? This is who this applies to. But I think people who even drafted this set 20 times or 15 times probably noticed a similar thing happening, that all their opponents are kind of on the same thing. But anyways, that's enough of my rant. Overall, give this set a C+. We had good success, especially this month. We had a 70% win rate. That's extremely high. Drafting, 5 colors and Boros. Granted, in month 2, I drafted a lot more Boros than I did 5 color. Just because I found it was just getting more difficult to have good 5 color decks. And we still just had a bunch of success, but still, like, you do the same thing over and over again, you're still going to have a limited amount of fun. But that's it. That is Tarkir Dragonstorm. I hope you really enjoyed the ride with me. We got to do a ton of drafts. We got to win some boxes. Got to have a decent amount of fun along the way. It just kind of slowed down at the end. But I, for one, am really excited to move on to the next set, which is Final Fantasy. We're always excited to move on to new sets. And I'm hoping that Final Fantasy is going to give us a really, really fun, limited environment. Additionally, moving on, tomorrow's video is going to be a Chaos draft. Let's just do one. Just, why not? Chaos. Let's just see what happens. And then after that, it is the early access event. And I'm going to make like 7 videos during the early access event. So all of you can have a Final Fantasy draft video every single day leading up to the actual release on Arena. But let me know, do you want to see one sealed deck? Like, would you like to see sealed deck, one sealed deck video for the pre-release, right? Maybe you want to see one sealed deck and a bunch of drafts. Let me know, because I make this content for you. And of course, I want to make the content that I think the vast majority of you will enjoy. But thank you, Tarkir Dragonstorm. You gave us 2 good months of content, but we are now ready to move on to Final Fantasy. And hopefully, I just give me an A+. Just why not? Just give us an A+. I would really appreciate that. Because here's the thing. If the format is an A+, like Duskmourn was, that's when I'm going to go really hard for rank 1. I didn't really try very hard this time around, right? Like, I did my videos, but I didn't play a ton besides that. But Final Fantasy, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you will give me that competitive itch to really make a concerted effort, rather, to go for rank 1. Is it Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. Once again, big shout out to all the patrons. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need some singles for your standard Modern, Pioneer, or Commander decks, or you wanted to pre-order some booster boxes of Final Fantasy, check them out. Hit that affiliate link in the description below, just so they know where they got the link. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. You need deck boxes, you need playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, all that good stuff to make sure you're ready for your next tabletop experience. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and we have Chaos drafts tomorrow.